Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel for this week's Toolbox safety topic video. Before we get started, make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll find additional videos of this nature, other safety related videos, and leadership training videos. And if you find this information useful or helpful, make sure you share it with your coworkers and colleagues. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the Toolbox safety topic video. Now, the video two back, I talked about heat-related illnesses, and I'll put a marker up here for it. Now, the best way to prevent those heat-related illnesses is to properly hydrate. And so this video will be talking about how to prevent dehydration in the heat. Cheers, salute, bottoms up. However you say it, it's time to start tipping them back. And by that, of course, we mean water. As the summer heats up, making sure you and your coworkers are properly hydrated becomes more and more critical when it comes to workplace safety. While workers can still get dehydrated in the cold, summer is when it can really turn deadly serious quickly. When it comes to heat stress prevention, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound or a gallon of cure. So when the temperature starts to climb and the sun is blazing, it's more important than ever to be making sure both you and your crew stay hydrated. Let's talk about how the body handles heat. The human body maintains its internal temperature through various processes and is efficient at maintaining a fairly constant internal temperature, even when exposed to varying environmental temperatures. This thermoregulation causes your body to shiver when it's cold and sweat when it's hot. And a body that is properly hydrated can thermoregulate better than a dehydrated one. To get rid of excess heat, the body dilates the arteries and veins in the skin's surface to let heat energy radiate out of the body. Sweating starts next, which further cools the body as it evaporates off the skin. Problems arise when the body gets too hot or is in the heat too long that the body's evaporative cooling method fails to properly cool the body. When exposed to extreme heat for too long, the body sweats so much that it deletes itself of the necessary water and salts needed to sustain the evaporative process. When the process stops altogether, the body temperature soars and the heat stroke is likely. While not all dehydration cases are this serious, dehydration can quickly go from a relatively minor problem to a life-threatening one. What is dehydration? Dehydration happens when your body is using or losing more fluids than you're taking in. You lose fluids through sweat and urination, and if you aren't replacing those fluids and keeping up with your body's demand, you can start to feel the symptoms of dehydration. The average person's body has over 2.6 million sweat glands, and when the body heats up, the brain tells those glands to start producing sweat in order to cool the body. The sweat then evaporates off the body, which works to begin cooling it down. Now, sweat is primarily composed of water and electrolytes, which are various salts created by the body: sodium, calcium, potassium, chlorine, phosphate, and magnesium. These electrolytes form electrically charged particles or ions in the body's fluids. These ions that carry the electrical energy necessary for many functions, including muscle contractions and transmission of nerve impulses. They're also responsible for moving nutrients in and waste out of your cells, balancing your body's pH level and ensuring your nerves, muscles, heart, and brain are all working properly. When the electrolyte balance in your body is low due to dehydration, you may start to notice muscle cramps as one of the first signs. Muscle cramps are one of the first signs of heat-related illnesses and a signal that rest, shade, and rehydration are needed. Other symptoms of dehydration include extreme thirst, less frequent urination, dark-colored urine, fatigue, dizziness, confusion, muscle cramps, nausea, dizziness, or confusion. At first, dehydration triggers the feeling of thirst as a powerful motivator to get people to drink more fluids. If the fluid intake is not sufficient enough for the body's needs, dehydration becomes more severe. Sweating decreases, urine output is decreased, and water moves from inside the cells into the bloodstream in order to maintain the necessary amount of blood volume and pressure. If dehydration continues to progress, the tissue of the body literally begins to dry out and malfunctions, causing shock and severe damage to internal organs like kidneys, liver, and brain. If left untreated, the person can slip into a coma. Now let's talk about who's at risk. Anyone who has to work in hot, humid conditions regularly are the ones primarily at risk for heat-related illnesses and dehydration. Construction, agriculture, manufacturing plants, foundries, and metal processing plants are generally areas in which workers are frequently exposed to high temperatures. Workers who are required to wear heavy protective equipment are also at risk for becoming dehydrated and overheated. According to EHS Today, industry estimates place the number of workers for whom heat stress is a potential safety and health hazard at 5 to 10 million. These are workers who need to stay on top of their hydration or run serious health risk. Workers who are properly hydrated feel more comfortable in the heat and are more alert than workers who are overheated and underhydrated. Workers in high altitudes or dry climates are also more susceptible to dehydration. High altitudes and dry climates are so dehydrating because there is such little moisture in the air, and what little moisture is present gets quickly absorbed into the air. The air will attempt to draw moisture from anything it can, including your body. This dry air will sap moisture wherever it can, meaning you and your crew will need to be extra diligent about ensuring proper hydration. Humid climates can also be an issue for the opposite reason. There is so much moisture in the air that your sweat doesn't evaporate. As your body heats up, it continues to produce more and more sweat in an attempt to cool your body. But as your body continues to heat up, the more soaked your skin and clothes become with nowhere for that moisture to go. Your body will have a harder time cooling down and you will become dehydrated faster because of the increase in sweat. The heat index chart takes the air temperature combined with the humidity to give you a feels-like temperature to your body. Older workers are also more susceptible to dehydration because as we age, it's thought that a change in hormones and dopamine levels can affect regulation of thirst, meaning older adults aren't feeling as thirsty and are therefore drinking less frequently than their younger counterparts, even though they both require the same amount of water intake. Let's talk about how to hydrate. Did you know that when your thirst response kicks in and you actually start to feel thirsty, your body is already slightly dehydrated? And when you're already at a deficit, it's hard to get ahead, which is why it's critical, especially in hot, humid, or especially dry environments, to stay on top of your hydration game throughout the day. Hydration experts and OSHA recommend drinking 5 to 7 ounces of water or sports drink every 15 to 20 minutes. It's better to be periodically drinking water throughout the day than just chugging a couple of bottles during a break or at lunch. Drinking consistently through the day helps to better regulate your core temperature and reduces strain on your cardiovascular system by keeping steady, consistent body temperature. As a general guideline, the recommended amount of water intake is 1 quart per hour of active work or exercise for the average adult. That is the equivalent of 128 ounces every 4 hours at a minimum. Per OSHA, it is also suggested that water intake be distributed over time, say every 15 minutes during a shift. Here's some tips for staying hydrated on the job. Drink water before, during, and after your shift. Drink 5 to 7 ounces of fluids every 15 or 20 minutes. Keep individual containers of cool, clean water within easy reach at all times. Drink cool water, which is absorbed more quickly by the body rather than warm or very cold water. Try sports drinks with carbs and electrolytes to replenish those lost in sweat. Avoid coffee, tea, and soda, which acts as a diuretic, and obviously never drink alcohol during work. Try to limit or eliminate alcohol even after work if possible, as it further dehydrates you. Now, how do you gauge your hydration? If you're following the guidelines above and you aren't feeling thirsty, the best way to gauge proper hydration is the color of your urine. If it's a pale or very light yellow, you're hydrated and should stay the course of your fluid intake. If it's completely clear, you're overhydrated. Yep, that's definitely a thing, and may need to scale back your intake slightly. The darker your urine, the more dehydrated you are, and the more you should focus on drinking until it gets that very pale color. Dehydration is more than just feeling thirsty. It can have serious repercussions and can affect productivity and your overall health. Let's talk about some hydration solutions. Job sites are required to have drinking water available. In some states like Washington and California have requirements on how much water should be provided per worker, enough so that each worker can drink up to 1 quart per hour on an 8-hour shift. The water must be fresh, pure, suitably cooled, and provided to employees free of charge. OSHA also requires that the water supply be accessible to all employees, and if cups are provided, they must be single-use disposable cups. In addition to disposable cups or water bottles, waters can take hydration into their own hands with their own water bottles. There's the reusable plastic versions, and they're common, lightweight, and resistant to cracking. They come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, features, and can be refilled all day. And then there's the stainless steel water bottles, and they're generally more insulated and will keep water cool throughout the day. These are a little heavier than their plastic counterparts, but are much better at staying sweat-free and cooler inside. And then we have hydration packs are another option for all-day hydration. These backpack-style packs hold more water than a water bottle and come in a variety of sizes and options. Finally, talk to your crew. When it comes to staying hydrated, a little prevention goes a long way. Heat stress is entirely preventable with just a little advanced planning and smart hydration solutions. Talk to your crew and encourage regular water drinking so that they stay healthy in the heat. All right, boys and girls, that's it for this week's Toolbox Safety Topic video. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll find additional videos of this nature, along with other safety-related videos and leadership training videos. And if you found this information useful or helpful, make sure you share it with your coworkers and colleagues. And until we see each other again, take care of yourself because you're number one. Look out for your coworkers and help ensure their safety. Have a grateful day, and remember, I will see you in the field. Man, all right. Let's see. Remember, boys and girls, that these safety videos can be used for your toolbox safety topic videos. Just make sure that you have a sign-in sheet, you reference the video, have your team sign off on the sign-in sheet, make sure it's dated, and keep that as a record, because that can be part of the continuing education or job site education or hazard identification and education that satisfies that OSHA standard that we continuously train our people to hazards of their jobs. If you have a specific video you'd like to see, make sure you leave me a comment down below. If you have a question, a safety question, make sure you leave that down below too, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. And if you watch to the very end down here, whichever way it rolls, I left some more of those Easter eggs, and you can leave a comment and tell me what you think about them. And be sure and keep watching the channel, because I've got some stuff that's coming up that's not safety related. It's sportsman related, collector related. Anyway, keep an eye out for that stuff and make comments on that and tell me if you like it or not. Anyway, I guess that's it for this toolbox safety topic video. Thanks for watching. Have a grateful day. I'll see you in the field. Stop recording.